What's up, y'all? It's Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnny Mobley Jr., y'all.
Hey, y'all, I'm his wife, Deirdra.
And we something like an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
She always trying to get me to go.
I always do it. Why do I do it? Why do I do it, Johnny?
You are something
I'm
else.
sorry. I apologize. You opened the door.
Greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings. I'm gonna take this saying from her because she be missing the window.
You started it like real crazy, so I had to. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. I just had to readjust my seating, and I was talking as I pushed the mic away. I'm back. You all right?
Mm-hmm. You all right?
Yeah.
You don't seem like you all right. How was your day?
As long as I got Jesus and I got you, I'm all right.
As long as you got King Jesus.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Long, 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 long. Oh.
Oh, Allison must have felt that in her spirit because she had a big smile on her face back there.
Not really. I don't think it was what it was.
Oh, you were thinking about something else.
Long as I got King Jesus.
So you go do the greetings, salutations.
Greetings, salutations, accolades, and many, many blessings to you all. Hey, patrons, YouTubers, MOBStars.
I'm going to take it from you.
Hey, y'all. Y'all like our shirts? What's this? Baby, you want to tell them what you thought that you could do with these shirts?
Oh.
This is hashtags MWTM. Moments with the Mobleys.
I'm not, what you call it? Tech savvy.
Not a lot. You've grown a lot in the years.
Basic, a little above basic, but savvy. I was like, yeah. So they was like, what that stand for? I was like, it stand for our podcast, Moments with the Mobleys. You just go in your text message and you hit pound, Moments with the Mobleys, and all that stuff will pop up on it. And they was like, yeah, that ain't happening. I said, it must be broke. And then I asked Deirdra. Deirdra was like, yeah, baby, that don't do that. You know how many people I done told?
I think he thought.
I'm just telling everybody.
I think he thought it was one of those codes. Yo. One of the, one of those scan codes? I think that's what he thought it was. And I was like, babe.
And I just kept saying that.
Babe, that's never going to work for you.
One person said, because the first person I said that to, they said, we'll be texted to. I said, what? We'll be texted to. I said, you text pound Moments with the Mobleys,
They was asking what the number was that you texted to. Uh-huh.
And I just told them to put that in there. Put pound Moments with, and then it'll pop up.
MWTM. He was like, baby, like,
put it in both of them.
Can't they like just put this thing, in their phone and it'll pull up like all of the, like in their text, they get, yeah.
Probably should have asked that question before I started telling people to try it.
Right. And we literally got these shirts made just to raise curiosity. And then when people ask you about it, well, what does that mean? That's,
we need to get
initials for our Moments with the Mobleys.
We need to get our website. Or
you want
something
a scan
like
code?
Yeah, a little scan code. They can scan it.
They can just take their phone out and do that like we did at the restaurant the other night.
For the 12 people I said that you could text this, I apologize. I just wasn't.
It's not accurate.
It wasn't right.
My husband, God bless you, baby.
You can go to www. I ain't even telling them that part.
Well, tell them that, baby. Finish it.
I apologize. I ain't tell y'all that either. You can go to www.momentswiththemobleys.com. And then you can find everything about us on there. The people that I told to do the pound MW, go to www. I ain't tell them that when we did it.
Well, you keep telling them and you keep stopping in the middle of you giving them the website.
I told them it was broke. I said, I get with my media team. It must be broke. It ain't connecting or something.
Our website is momentswiththemobleys.com. Thank you.
I said that?
You did, but then you kept talking more, and then you said, and I apologize to the people I gave the pound MWTM. Our website is www.momentswith, and I didn't tell them that I gave them.
Hey, what you ain't gonna do is try to talk like me.
Hey y'all, he already said I'm not in a colorful mood today.
I had some coffee with caffeine. I think
he's trying to bring it out of me. However, I just wanted to be a mellow co-host today. I can't be colorful all the time. I gotta let my crayons rest sometimes, but he obviously wants it to come out today. So guess what? I'm gonna take a quick break in a minute and I'm gonna go put some Electra in my cup, and then it's gonna be popping. And then you're gonna be like, no, calm down a little bit.
Well, you put a teaspoon in it.
No, you can't control how much I put in there.
All right. We answered.
You're beautiful. You know that? You're a beautiful man. Okay, I'm ready.
What we doing today?
We about to record this podcast. We got some questions left over from the listeners, the MOBStars and listeners' questions that we really wanted to address.
Over. We got a couple of questions we gonna answer
that weren't answered in the last.
We ran out of time.
So wouldn't that make it?
I'm sorry, y'all. I had caffeine this morning,
and I don't know why he didn't drink my decaf. He just wanted a coffee taste. I think is what he wanted. You could have just plopped in a decaf pod.
Look, I know we were recording. I needed this caffeine today.
There were a couple questions from the list that we had that we didn't get to when we did a questions episode.
You got a song in your heart?
A few weeks back. Huh?
You got a song in your spirit?
I keep a song in my spirit.
Okay. I'm gonna see where you at later.
You want a nasty one or you want a...
I'll see where you at later. I'll check in.
Or you want...
I'll check in later. Come on, let's do these questions.
You want a worship song?
Come on, let's do these questions.
Both are literally worship because, the other one just sing about God and this other one would just sing about probably like body parts or what I want to do to you. That's worship in itself.
It's not.
It is because I'm married to you.
It's not.
The Lord ordained it. He loves it. He loves for me to call you beautiful and tell you the things that I want to do to you.
He loves pop that coochie.
Well, I mean, it's yours.
Well, I was just asking. You said he love it.
We took the covenant under him.
So you telling me
I'm ordained to give it to you.
So you telling me because we married, the Lord is up there listening to pop that coochie?
No, I didn't see you turning it around. That's how things get misconstrued. I didn't say he was listening and loving the song "Pop My Coochie."
You said he
pop
loves
that coochie,
it,
baby. He loves that we are, uniting, and you're giving me your ibuprofen. He created marriage,
but
so he wants it to thrive, and he wants it to. He wants us. He made your penis to go in my vagina.
That's not what you was now.
He made your man got the penis, the woman has the vagina.
But listen,
I'm your mate. I came out of your rib.
So she's trying to talk me because she's trying to talk her way about this ditch.
About what?
You're trying to talk your way about this ditch. I said ditch.
I don't think you said
ditch.
Did you say
D. Try to talk your way up out this ditch. Y'all.
Did you say ditch?
I said ditch.
You just don't know.
I said.
I was about to say wait.
I know. Allison was about to throw something at my head just now.
This is not night. Like, what are you talking about?
Y'all are something else.
Just for clarity, I'm not saying that the Lord is singing no pop that coochie or up there saying that. What I said is that he ordained marriage. And so as long we are functioning, we are thriving, we are loving on each other, we are having sex, we are making love, we are relating. And so that's what he wants. Now I can add and pop that coochie because I can. Because that's what I'm giving to you because you're my husband. I'm not popping it for everybody else. And I wasn't trying to get up out that ditch.
I said ditch with a D.
Boy, I was about to get up out this chair and I was about to say we gonna go on hiatus for a little while because my husband is saying it's not even called that.
I probably about to go to the hospital. Allison was finna throw something at my head.
Yeah, you was about to die right here on the tape. Right.
I said ditch. Ditch. Record it, rewind it, and go look. I said ditch.
Okay, so let's talk about the questions that we have that we're going to answer, that we're going to go over This has been a quite interesting. Did you do all that to get the colorful realism
Trying to
out of me?
The what?
The colorful rhythms out of me today. Why do you have that straw if you're drinking water?
Because I can. Back up off me.
Let's go. You want me to read the first question?
Yeah, read the question.
Cause you about to get choked. That's what's about to happen.
You're about to fall back in this ditch. Like
That's what we calling it.
You don't pull yourself up out of there now.
Oh.
You're about to go back in it.
Okay. Which one you want to do first?
Yeah, read the second one first.
All right. So y'all, this question is quite colorful. Why are you sitting there rocking like somebody granddaddy?
I don't know. Go ahead.
So it says, my husband had a vasectomy without telling me.
How?
Listen.
Okay.
Because it has happened. We have 2 kids, and he said he didn't want any more kids. But I do. I'm hurt. Should I stay in the marriage or not? So basically, they had already talked. They have, I think, a set of twins. And basically, they didn't get, she didn't get her tubes tied or anything like that or whatever. And so I think the twins have gotten a couple years older. She, probably got baby fever. And so now she wanted, to visit that, by having another baby. And so, he had to confess that, we can't have no more babies because I got.
So he
got it without her knowing.
So
and he had to spill the beans.
So how she found out though? I want to know how she found out.
Well, at this point, it really don't matter how she found out.
Yeah, it do. I want to know
let's just insert this in there that they were she now wanted to. She kept bringing up the fact that. She wanted another baby, I want another baby. I want another baby. Let's try. So let me just assume. We can do 2 assumptions. We can assume that because she was pressing so hard or whatever about them trying, that he finally just broke down and told her. Or let's talk, or we could look at it from because in this question I don't know. Or we can insert the assumption that, maybe. She found some paperwork or something like that while she was cleaning out the closet or
I'm gonna tell you
or whatever, and happened to stumble upon the paperwork that said he had it or however.
I think they was trying to have the baby. He got the vasectomy, and then she said, "Honey, it's been tough for us to have another baby, so I'm gonna make this doctor's appointment with Dr. Jones, and then we go see, make sure we healthy."
Right.
And then he probably said, yeah, ain't no need for us to go to Dr. Jones. Well, I had a vasectomy.
Okay. So that's my question. Like, what do you do? She want to know, should she stay in the marriage? Because, of course, she's devastated as, a wife, as, wanted to be a mother to yet another one of his children. And he had done told her that that's 2 is all he wanted. And so he took it upon himself to go and get snipped, clipped, whatever y'all call it, and she found out.
Yeah.
So either way, it was a lie. It was deceit. He kept it away from her, and he had to basically spill the beans, or it basically came out. She want to know what to do.
Yeah. So as far as staying in a marriage or something, that's gonna have to be something you decide.
But that was
definitely, yeah, he pretty much made a decision for y'all without y'all having a conversation and agreeing upon something. So at this point in time, now what can happen is he can get it reversed. But yeah, him going to just do that and pretty much, yeah, not have you involved in that, that's deceitment. Yeah, bad.
That's deceitment?
What it is.
You said deceitment?
That's not a word.
Deceitfulness.
Deceitment.
You could have whatever you like. I told you I live
said
in your
what
world.
I said.
You did, and I told you
Interest
I live in your world.
and deceit.
I'm a squirrel in your world, just trying to get a nut.
So
You said what
It
you
was
said.
deceit.
Yeah, it was deceit.
So, yeah, that's.
But what does that look like? How do you navigate through that? Because for me, that
takes.
Of course, we never had that issue because we had baby after baby after baby after baby after baby, and we actually agreed upon getting my tubes tied after the twins. But remember, they wouldn't do it because I wasn't 21 yet.
Yeah.
But we actually agreed upon getting the tubes tied. You had to be 21. And for the life of me, I didn't understand. I'm like, I have four children with my husband, and we are in agreement on one accord that we want these tubes tied, and they wouldn't do it. So yeah,
Probably was a law there or something.
well, I think it's you. You know, they said you had to be 21. Boom.
Okay, so if this marriage was not already on the rocks, this is bad because now, you know,
his marriage has fallen off the rocks.
Yeah. So at this point now, the wife is in a place to where he doesn't respect how I feel, doesn't care how I feel. He made a decision despite how I feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I say. It's a lot of different things. So, you know, instead of he took away her being an equal partner in this, and just now she is basically I ain't gonna say he's a dictator and she just supposed to listen type thing. This is the way it's gonna be. Deal with it. Yeah, that's gonna be big to come back from. But like I said, he can reverse it. The sting will still be there if he decides to have a baby, reverse it and go forth and having another baby. But the sting is still gonna be there because now, for one, if he make a decision that affects both of y'all lives and did it this one time, and there's like no repercussion, who says he's not gonna do it again in another area of life? So he can just make a decision and then, you know. So yeah, I do, because I know it's a reversal that can happen. I do.
It's not permanent.
Yeah, it's not permanent. That so the decision can be made, and you still can, you know, have another child if you desire. But like the initial sting for him doing that just was, yeah, that was selfish. Selfish as a mug.
So how does she recover from? How do they heal from that?
Yeah, that's gonna take
particular
therapy.
lie, you know?
I don't think conversation with him is gonna work because he got what he wants. So he probably don't even want to talk about it no more. So I doubt if he have any compassion or anything towards the conversation, because it's gonna be like, what we having this conversation for? I can't have no more kids. So, but like I said, it can be reversed. So he can. This can go a different way, but yeah, that's pretty big.
But it can go a different way even more so, baby, because obviously he felt really strongly about it because he went and did it without his wife's consent.
Is it that easy to do?
I guess so.
Man, if I go have a whole operation and come back in this house, these gonna know something
He
wrong.
could have just told her, I don't feel like, baby, I ain't feeling good. I don't feel like it tonight. Well, then that night and a couple nights. Yeah. So at the end of the day, but now that's created something in the marriage to where, yeah, you telling her it's reversible, but what if he don't want to reverse it?
Yeah,
then you
that's
opening
what I'm
up
saying.
a whole nother can of worms and beans and everything else. If he don't want to reverse it.
Yeah, he made a decision about your life without considering you. So it didn't matter. Pretty much that's he said it didn't matter what you think. We're not having no more kids, and yeah, that's a big problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, the marriage, the relationship could very well be over, because most people who do that, They ain't gonna be the first time they do it, especially if they do it and they still got you. So, but you know.
But I'm optimistic in this situation because I feel like, anything is able to be, I think you all can overcome it. But again, as we always talk about, what are the motives? What are the reasons? What is the reason that he absolutely didn't want any more kids? Can you all maybe not afford it? What were his thoughts? Have y'all sat down and shared that? Yeah, we know that he said he didn't want any more kids. Yeah, we know you wanted more kids, but did y'all talk about the whys or the why nots? And really, did you take the time to understand why because that comes from a strong place for you to be in a whole marriage, and then you go and you do that on your own because you are adamant about the fact that you don't want to have any more kids. And so, like, what's the underlying thing with that?
Yeah.
That did y'all talk about it? Just I don't know what it would be, but at the end of the day, to have something, to have him go through such drastic measures to do that, and now, okay, so now he has to be, you know, honest about it and tell you or what you found out or however. Counseling, does he even want to, would you be okay if y'all went to counseling and y'all found now how to build the trust back up because you found out the underlying reasons of why he didn't want to have any more kids, but now you have to factor in, is he willing to reverse it because that's something that you really, really want? Or can you still settle with being married to him, with him, you forgiving him for not wanting to have kids? Or let me say this, you forgive him for going and doing the operation on his own, but then can you get over the fact that he does not want to reverse it and he wants to keep it in place and y'all not have any more kids, but still stay together?
Yeah.
So it's some factors that play into, whether it's, is it salvageable? Absolutely. But y'all got a lot of things to work through.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Y'all got a lot of things to work through.
Going to counseling is definitely a start. Not saying that it's the actual solution, but it's definitely a start. To find out, what in him clicked to make him go do something that drastic to make sure he don't have any more kids. But yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That was a whole life decision you made for your spouse, knowing that they wanted more kids. So, yeah.
Want me to read the next one?
Sure.
I'll do that because you were so diligent in the other
Should I stay in the marriage?
taping.
That'd be tough, boy, when they be like, should I stay in this marriage or not? Leave. Okay, Johnnie Deirdra told me we need to leave this marriage. I'm not like,
I won't be the one. Okay, so this is a real juicy one, and this is one that was from the other taping. Excuse me, and I know this one you gonna dissect this all kind of ways. So that's why I said, well, let's just wait to do this one. Because you have all types of feelings and emotions when it comes to this one. And, you ready?
Yeah.
You sure? You real sexy, too. Not only are you beautiful, you're sexy.
Thank you.
Can you receive that?
I receive it.
Okay. This says, so my mom lives with my husband and I since she was diagnosed with cancer. Last year, my 14-year-old stepson moved in with us as well because his mom couldn't deal with him anymore. My stepson has no respect, back talks, repeatedly does stuff he knows he isn't supposed to do, and him and my mom can't get along. My stepson has nowhere else to go because he has burned all of his bridges, and my mom can't afford to live on her own. How do we fix it? Oh, he got somewhere else to go. He got a whole mama. But anyway, go ahead. That's the question. You need me to reread it?
No. Let me hear your thoughts on it first.
First and foremost, where is his deity? What is his deity doing? What is his father doing to try to fix this, or change this, do a whole 180 with this behavior in this young kid? Because of course your mom is with y'all because y'all are trying to help her out, because she was diagnosed with cancer. So obviously that's serious. It's important, and it's good that y'all are helping her. As well as the 14-year-old son coming and live with y'all because the mom couldn't deal with him anymore. Well, he's your child, and I understand your husband is his father, but you couldn't deal with him anymore, so he came in to live. Now he's in the home with you all as well. And so for me, my choice of action would probably be to get, like I said, you as the wife, you're asking this question, but my question would be, what type of conversations is him and his daddy having, where he's just coming in and being disrespectful, back talking to y'all, does stuff that he know he isn't supposed to do, and him and your mom, who is sick, can't get along. So where's the discipline in your home? Because I guess the mom felt like, the dad or y'all house, your home would be more disciplined, or y'all could handle him better than she could. But obviously it don't seem like that's happening. So my take on it, your mama's sick. She ain't got nowhere that she can go. He does have his mama house that he could go back to. Because if nothing is changing or no other steps are being put in place to help, him to, focus on how to change his behavior and all these things. And again, understanding where all this back talking and all this disrespecting is coming from and all this stuff, was mom raising him and y'all had, shared custody and he was going back and forth. And so this was a behavior that was accepted or cultivated and nobody ever said anything about it? Or because sometimes people can tend to raise kids with the mentality of, oh, that's so cute, or oh, you talking back at 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and then now you're a whole teenager, and because you find some parents who might think, oh, that's so cute, like with us. When our kids were younger and we had the parties, birthday parties, and so all cliche. These things, right? We were indulging in that behavior.
So cliche.
We were,
come on out here and dance for your grandparents.
Right. You come on and do the Tootsie Roll. You know how to do and drop it like it's hot, and we on film, with the beer and the wine cooler, and we encouraging the behavior, and they dropping it like it's hot, and we seeing who can drop it like it's hot, who can Tootsie Roll the lowest or whatever. And not to say that you can't have fun with your children, but there's certain behavior that is cultivated and is cute when they're younger, but then when they take that and then add some other factors into it, when they get to be teenagers or young, even older, younger adults or whatever, then it ain't funny no more. But you cultivated that behavior, or you accepted that behavior of the talkback spirit, the I'm gonna say what I want to say spirit, lies you tell. And because if you don't put that stuff in check when they're younger, then they're going to grow up with it. And it's going to get 10 times worse on top of that. And then you're going to be here saying, I can't live in the house with my 14-year-old son because you've allowed him to think that he was the daddy. Or you've allowed the child to think that they're on your level. No, we can have, the one thing that we cultivated with our daughters, first and foremost, they was respectful and still are. They were respectful first above anything else, as well as we gave them, back respect. We wouldn't handle them reckless, but at the end of the day, they knew that our house came with rules and we had boundaries, and that was for anybody that came into, our living situation or whatever. It is what it is. You reap what you sow. So what you sowing, or what you're allowing or what you're accepting, now it's coming back. It's coming back. And so now he's at mama house wilding out. But for whatever reason, he's doing that, and that you got to write about it, is because y'all are allowing what has been happening to come into your house, and there are no boundaries there. Because before, I would have said, okay, he can come and live with us full time. Okay, let's all have a family meeting and a family conversation. The behavior that you're displaying over there with mama, it's not happening here. Because if you think that's what is about to happen, then you gonna stay over there where you at, because it's not. Somebody gonna get their feelings hurt, and probably some other things hurt too. But it's what you allow. It's what continues, and unfortunately, it just grows and grows and grows bigger in the child's behavior. And I've seen it time and time again. We were those parents who felt like, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And then when the child, again, you think it's cute at the beginning, but when they get older and now you dang near feel like you want to knock their head off their body because they're disrespecting you, and not just in your home, but in public, then you're embarrassed. You will. What you're not going to do is embarrass me as a parent. Ever. Or guess what? Then you going to have some embarrassing moments. Period. It ain't about abusing. It ain't about, not respecting them, as children or whatever, or as young adults or whatever. We had a relationship where our kids were able to, say how they felt respectfully. We wanted to know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we wanted to know what was going on with our kids. What's going on? How's your mental? What's going on? How's schools? How's your friendship relationships? Your boyfriend relationships? We had an open door, but we talked to each other, and we talked to each other respectfully. And we taught them that. And I remember you would always say, there's a way that y'all can say what y'all need to say to us by being respectful about it. And we're going to conversate, and we're going to be honest with y'all about it, because if we don't teach it to y'all or give it to y'all straight, no chaser, or try to candy coat it, that ain't what the world doing.
Yeah.
The world ain't candy coating it.
Yeah.
And so for me, bro, you would be going back to your mama house, or either your daddy need to put his foot on your chest.
Yeah, I think that's what need to happen. He don't need to go back to mama house. So this is a 14-year-old kid that cannot physically take care of himself. He can't provide a roof over his head. He can't do none of this stuff. So he's living here. This is because it's a 14-year-old kid and it's a boy. I sympathize with how he's feeling. I'm not positive of what his perspective. So this is what I got out of this.
Oh, why? He's, I get that.
This is what I got out
too.
of this. He was staying with mama. He's not positive. I don't know if daddy was coming to see him once a month, once a week, whatever the case is. If he had a relationship with him, he probably had a whole attitude because the communication thing was off. He didn't understand why dad wasn't in his life like he wanted him to be. He said dad probably went and married somebody else and got kids there, and whatever the case is. So, but I'm gonna tell you the one thing, so I can sympathize with him. He probably has a lot of different emotions going on that's all over the place. So I'm gonna take that and put it over here. Now, dad, if you wasn't being a father like you needed to be in his life, then what you're probably trying to do is now be his friend and not his father. So you would rather be cool with him than to discipline him and have him not like you a little bit. This is my opinion. Dad needs to step up, point blank. Because he's a 14-year-old kid acting out and screaming that he needs his father in his life. He needs direction. He needs discipline. So dad needs to step up. That's I mean, in a nutshell, that's what it needs to be. You coming in, you acting out, you being disrespected. Then you disrespecting moms, like grandma. Yeah, that's a negative. That's a negative. That's a acting out type thing. Now, when it comes to this age, you probably got 15%. 15% of this is probably the acting out is probably 80%, 85% of it is most definitely his feelings. He don't know how to feel. He's trying to figure it out or whatever. But this is him not knowing how to talk or communicate or articulate his feelings, whatever. That's what this is. It can be helped though. A little beating with the belt and something. The punch in the chest every now and then, chop him in the throat. Don't do that. Don't chop him in the throat. You can chop him near don't chop him near the throat either. But definitely, Dad need to step up. Dad need to step up. There's no way I will have any male of any sort being disrespectful to my wife. Definitely not to my mother-in-law or my mama. That's a negative. I get upset when I see a male disrespecting a woman, period. So, yeah, Pop needs to step up. So, and like I said, if the daddy has not been stepping up in the past, the 14-year-old kid, he got some anger there. But it can be dealt with if, Pop and son get in the same room and they have conversation. It ain't going to be easy in the beginning, but it can be dealt with. Mm-hmm. But what can't happen is you come in acting a fool in my house. That can't happen.
Yep.
That's a big negative. And no, you ain't going back to your mama house. You staying here. So if I got to put you in the sleeper, don't put him in the sleeper.
I can't.
This is why God didn't give me no sons. I'm telling you.
He didn't. But let's talk about the fact that you at one moment was very adamant about the fact that you was trying to let me see how it happened. I had to be like, Mob, you can't ever think about the fact that you would actually try to, punch your daughters in the chest or something like that because they have breasts. They're not boys.
They didn't have it when I was
right. However, they still they have the body that's set up for them to they had to take time. They was little seedlings,
so
and then they had to grow. So you couldn't do that.
Punch. It was a flick. Get your behind.
Which, however, you could not, because I had to just remind you a couple of times. They're daughters, not sons, baby. So you can't, You can't, chest bump them and all that stuff, and
I remember. I used to chest bump, and then one time I chest bumped, and I heard, "Ow!" What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you can't do that, sir.
And then Deirdra had to come tell me that, baby, they breasts coming.
Yeah, they got breasts.
I don't see nothing coming in with it, but they coming, she can feel it.
Yeah, you can't do that, sir.
I didn't go and say. Now I wanted to go and say, "Your breasts coming in." I ain't said that because they wouldn't want to have that conversation with me. But I did have to change a lot of stuff that I did. Yeah. I wasn't abusive to my girls.
No,
but
absolutely not.
When they were smaller, I believed in spare the rod, spoil the child. From that age up to 5, when I tell y'all, I can't remember. I might have beat my kids with a belt when they got older. Like in middle school and high school, I might have beat them once, maybe twice. But it was never that. It was a discipline. It was a standard set. And they understood that. So a lot of times they would beat themselves up, psychologically before. So they knew I'm supposed to be here, but I'm here. And because of our relationship, they felt like they disappointed us. And, I didn't want it to be like that, but I understood the process of it, how that had to go. So they disappointed us, but I need you to understand you're doing this for yourself. You are at this standard. This is where you at, and you can push past this. So that's once they grabbed that, then it was no limit at all. But the process had to get them there. The boy, he need his daddy. I can't say it no simpler than that. He need his father in his life, which means dad got to step up. You might have missed some things in the past, whatever the case is, and now you're trying to be his friend.
You
You're
can't
trying
go
to
back
be
and
cool.
make it up.
That's a this little boy ain't got no business running nobody's house, especially not yours.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
So he can't come in here mad. But we gonna have to work this stuff out. But we gonna have to place this in the right place, because what you ain't gonna do is walk around here just randomly
disrespectful.
Nah. And then mom in here and she got cancer. She dealing with cancer. Yeah, bro. Yeah, can't happen. Daddy need to step up. Daddy need to step up. That's what needs to happen in this 100% bottom line. And if daddy don't know how to step up, then that's a whole nother problem. If he don't know, if he ain't got it to where he can, that's a whole nother problem. But at the end of the day, the father needs to step up and discipline his son.
Yeah.
Period. He need to be directed. It's just some things you do and you can't do. That's the bottom line, though. You ain't got time to be his friend. If he don't like you, if you trying to be his friend, where he going? The wife say he done burned bridges. Where he going? I promise you he ain't going to live on the street. Promise you that. Can promise you that. He ain't going promise you that. So he needs some direction. He'll receive it. It's going to be tough in the beginning, but he'll receive it. But that's anger that he has inside of him about something. And when kids are that young, they don't have the maturity to articulate and go and have a conversation with somebody to tell them how they feel. But this boy angry. That's why he acting out. Daddy, go put him in the sleeper. Don't put him in the sleeper. Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm finished.
I'm telling the people to go put their children in the sleeper hole.
One time. Sleeper hole ain't nothing bad.
Then they're going to be in jail somewhere. That's going to be abuse. You gonna put him in and give him a little nap?
And then take his head and just lay it down. He'll wake up.
What you doing, baby?
Laying the head down. Okay, he's asleep now.
That's not. We don't condone that. We're not offering that advice. We are responsible for the things that we're saying on this podcast.
Y'all probably ain't gonna even see this. Alice probably gonna block all this out, so don't even worry about it. What he saying right there? What he saying right there?
Cut and yeah, pretty much.
But ma'am,
yeah,
that's the problem.
I don't want to sound like I'm insensitive to the 14-year-old's feelings, because I'm not. I'm just a parent who had a very low tolerance for just unruly children, because that comes from somewhere. Like I said, you start when they're little and you think that's cute, but that little is gonna get bigger, and then you're gonna want to pop him or her in their mouth because they're being, grown and disrespectful. Because then that goes into adulthood, and you got a whole another set of things you got to deal with.
But what you got to understand is, and us as adults still trying to figure out who we are and our identity and trying to get it right. Sometimes we make decisions not including our children.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I don't know nobody personally who was like, I'm going to date this woman or I'm going to date this man. If my child don't like you, though, that's it. Most people ain't doing that. If I like you, then the child just got to like you. You have to learn to like him, because this is who I love. I got a life too. That's usually the speech. I got a life too. You don't want me to be happy and be loved? Yeah. And it's ways you can go about this, but I'm telling you, man, you can't make these decisions and you scrambled and you jacked up in certain ways. But you got to remember, if you're jacked up in your 30s and your 40s and you still trying to figure it out, then, you trying to iron it out or whatever. But your kid, 14, and they came out jacked up. They were just pew, pew. They all over the place. But now you got what you got, and you wondering, but why he like this? Why she like this?
Those seeds sown.
Come on, man. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. So you think you had it tough, but then your child has it tougher than you, but you don't think that they do because of whatever in your mind. But you can't. That stuff affects kids. It affects people. So this 14-year-old boy is mad. He don't know. He don't know exactly why he mad. He mad because his daddy was not in his life how he needed to be. He mad. But you went and started a whole nother family and you doing good over here, but you couldn't do good over here with mama. He mad.
Well, how you throw in the fact that this man started a whole nother family?
Because he got a wife.
Boy, he may not have other children, though.
Well, it didn't say he had other children or not, but
I'm just saying.
I'm adding in stuff when we don't get all the information. So, but I don't think I'm false.
Okay.
Daddy, step up.
You added a whole nother dynamic.
Daddy, step up. The disrespecting the grandmama is unacceptable. That should not be happening.
Unacceptable.
Disrespecting mom, that's unacceptable. Dad, you need to step up. Handle that. He need to handle that. And wifey, if you can't tell him that, just play him this podcast.
Just play this piece fine.
Step up. Okay, I'm done. If for some reason that's tough for you or tough for him, reach out to me. www.momentswiththemobleys.com.
Or what's the new email address?
info@momentswiththemobleys.com. Reach out. Mm-hmm. I'll gladly help you navigate through this. I promise you I will. But you got to step up.
Yeah.
You got to step up.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's going to be one of them angry teenage boys, now man. And everything he touched, going to be tore up. So, yeah. That's it. We ain't got no more questions?
No, we just want y'all to, have a great and, whole and thriving relationships and family ships and all those ships.
See, how you can make up words, but when I say stuff, you want to correct me. You and Allison.
My words sound better.
That's that girl power crap, man.
My words sounded better.
Today. I'm not cool.
Family ships, relationships, marriage ships, just all that stuff. We just want y'all to be, just be, thrive and live and be joyous and happy and live peaceable lives. Not with all this contention and this tension and confusion and all this stuff going on. However, it does happen in relationships, and you just have to, learn how to navigate through it. That's basically what it is.
And how you do that is you learn how to be healthy.
Yeah.
You and your spouse and your family, you learn how to be healthy and continue to grow in that, and that's how you do it.
Right.
That's how you do it. One of the main things you can do is get rid of traumas. How? Through deliverance, forgiveness. Disconnect. Let that old stuff go. And you cannot change it.
And we believe in therapy also.
Yeah, you cannot change it.
Yeah.
You cannot change it. No, it should not have happened to you. It was not fair.
But you have to make a choice to want to let it go.
Yeah, but if you hold on to it and it's still in your present, and now the people who ain't had nothing to do with it is now suffering from it, then you giving it more power than what it needs. You giving the person more power than what it needs.
Yeah.
You giving the thing more power than what it needs. You got to let it go. You have to let it go.
Yeah. And I think what we're finding out, and then we going for real, is that a lot of people are living with trauma, and it's become so embedded in their lives that they don't even realize it.
They make decisions from their trauma.
Yeah, they don't even realize it. And that's one. And when we see it, I'm like in a place where I'm going, oh my God, it's become so much of it. It's like they sit in it, and they don't even realize they sit in it.
It's their norm.
Yeah, and been there, done that. But I try to stay free. We try to stay free from that, and gain a whole new perspective on who we are, and who we are to just yourself.
Yeah.
But we even talking about the fact of being, in a relationship or being, a parent from a parenting standpoint, but just dealing with those things for yourself. So that's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yes, sir.
All right. We hope that helped. Again, visit our website. Continue to support. Our website is www.momentswiththemobleys.com. All things Mobleys. All platforms.
Every last one.
This has been Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnny Mobley Jr.
Well, you're not their man. You're my man.
Well, they share.
I'm his wife, Deirdra Mobley.
They share me with you.
No. I don't share. Ever.
With a part that I'm
ever.
But I'm trying to, what I'm doing.
Ever.
We something like ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
Peace out, y'all.
Night.